Hello again, it's Chad Bro Shears with Ascending to Total Maturity and Go Figure Holistic Personal Training. Today I want to talk to you about judgment. This is a word that gets thrown around a lot, and I don't feel that people really understand the full grasp of the word. Um, Judgment actually has two sides. So when we judge others, we're assessing whether or not they fit our tribe. Our tribe is our closest unit of friends, and then you have an external bit of friends also, or people that are in your life that are considered your tribe, but that's usually the people, this is the people that you accept. These are the ones that you've chosen. So, um, judgment, like the way that I like to explain this to people is consider when people go to court and they're being judged by somebody considered high enough of authority to judge them. And this person, there's usually two people being judged. And at the end, one person leaves moderately or very highly relieved, and the other person leaves moderately or very highly disappointed or upset. But both of them were judged. So, don't judge me is a statement that I don't really use unless it's in a comical sense, and even then, I'm kind of weaning myself off of it. Uh, the real context of judgment is that you judge both sides. You judge what you like, and you judge what you don't like. And then there's basis for those two, but for the intensive purposes of this video, is just introduced, judgment has two sides. You can't tell people not to judge you because it's inevitable. You're going to be judged by them. You're not being judged like they talk in a biblical sense. You're not that. It's not like that. It's a social judgment. Who works with you? Who do you appreciate? Who do you like? Who can support you in your journey? Who could cost you things? Things like that. We judge all the time. We judge in relationships. We judge in the idea of offering an opportunity for a relationship. We judge. So if you continue to focus on judgment being negative, you'll constantly have a focus on negative judgment. You won't have the full spectrum judgment concept. You won't be able to look at it from the both sides of the coin, if you will. It's just inevitable. It's the way it works. I'm sure people have heard the old cliche, what you resist persists. Well, if you keep saying the judgment's negative, then the idea of judgment will continue to be negative, and you'll be blinded to the idea of judgment being positive, because when people judge you to a way they like you, they approach you, they accept you, that's all through judgment. They judge that you are valuable in the sense of part of their tribe or their community. So don't judge me. You can't help to do it. Judge me all you like. I actually have an awareness that when I am judged, I can work with that. Even if it's negative judgment, I can work with it as long as you share it with me. I can accept that you don't like something about me. That's perfectly fine as well. It's just part of our growing, and everybody's coming from someplace, and everybody's coming from someplace different. Even if you're coming from someplace that looks identical, you have a background that's guaranteed to be different than the person that's coming with you, or that's identified being in the same group. So judge away. As an advanced tool, if you will, or an advanced introduction, and I'll make this brief because this is something that could require a lot of conversation, is whenever somebody judges me, I look to the other side of what that is. So if they don't like me for something, for some reason, and in my presence, if you've ever met me in person, you know that I do like to try to keep a very peaceful surrounding, very accepting surrounding. You don't have to even necessarily term it as peaceful, but accepting. Because I accept what happens around me. I'm not at the, I don't get tossed about in the wind like paper, but I'm not far from that. I don't get upset usually and throw things or get wild or any of that nonsense. Although it's not that it hasn't been part of my history. I've just been a very peaceful person most of my life, or a very accepting person most of my life. So it's not that I don't have will. Believe me, I have a very strong will. I have a very mature ego. I've got a lot of things that I just find that are valuable from my own development. But in my presence, I accept everybody. You know, it doesn't matter if you're somebody who's unbelievably angry or somebody who's very happy. I accept you from where you are. I just make sure that I put myself in a position to be safe. I'm not out to start brawls or anything like that. I don't have a desire for those things. But when somebody judges me, I create that peaceful space around them, or that accepting space around them. So if they judge me, I don't lash back out at them. I mean, traffic is a place that could be fun to practice that, because you have about a split second to offer that person love and acceptance as they whip around you and show you you're number one. Uh, but yeah, I do like to create a accepting place around people so that they can share with me what it is that they find that deviates them from me, why they may not like me. Um, I've had people not like me because of the way I look. I've had people not like me because of the way I speak. I've had people that I really liked them. I liked them a lot uh, in the very beginning of our meeting, and finding out later on that that person couldn't stand me. But I enjoyed them. I thought they had a wonderful character. But also finding out the reason why he couldn't stand me is simple. I represented everything he wasn't, and he admitted that to me. And I was like, I am everything you are. I just look different and I speak differently, but there's no difference between us and the biggest cosmic concept of it. But after we had that conversation, he recognized that place of calm, that place of acceptance, and the anger and hostility he had towards me that wasn't even mine. It was his experiences in life and his shortcomings, in his own words, his shortcomings. I don't feel they were shortcomings. I just felt that they were something he was attached to that he wasn't coming up to. That can be defined that way, but we all do that, and I don't consider a shortcoming that be that. You know, that's kind of an infinite concept. And if it's just something you haven't met, it just means you have a belief or an idea that you should be a way you're not. And that's a mind virus, in my opinion. So anyhow, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that it brings a little bit of light to the concept of judgment. We all do it. We do it all the time. Think about what you had to do in order to be in the relationship you're in, or the last relationship you got into. You recognized a few traits that you liked about the person, maybe a couple you didn't, but yet it outweighed the ones that you did like about them, outweighed the ones you didn't, so you got into the relationship. But that was all by way of judgment. So judgment happens all the time. It's just what you do with it and how you can work with it. Please judge me, but share it with me. Okay? Alright, guys. Well, with much love and acceptance and peace, if you choose it. Thank you for watching this video. It's Chad Broshears with Ascending to Total Maturity and Go Figure Holistic Personal Training as the way of the yogis, Namaste. And in the African term, Ubuntu. Without you, there is no me. Have a beautiful day.